Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's summer yoga practice. I'm Daria, and if you know me or if you've been hanging out on my channel for a while, you probably know that I absolutely love summer. It is my very favorite season, and when I think of summer, I think of heat, obviously, and opening, full body opening, just this time for receptivity and allowing our bodies to expand from all of the contracting that we can do in the colder months. So that's the focus of today's practice. This is more of an intermediate to advanced level class, so make sure to pace yourself and always modify to stay where you are if you need. Definitely do that. And all you'll need is yourself and a space to move. When you're ready, let's begin. We'll start today in ragdoll pose. So make your way to the top of your mat, stand on both of your feet, spread them about hips distance apart, and then bend your knees a lot so that you can bring your chest and your stomach to drape over your thighs. Soften the back of your neck and let your skull melt down towards your mat. Bring your hands to grab for opposite elbows. And you can sway your torso a little side to side, just like a gentle breeze through your whole body. Begin to connect to your body and your mind. Wherever you are today, whatever you're experiencing, allow it to express. Begin to deepen your breath. And feel into all of the places in your body where the breath moves. And feel and experience the full sensations of what it feels like to breathe. From the air hitting your nostrils, and then the swell of breath through your whole body on the inhale, and a dispersal of breath, of air throughout your body on the exhale, and maybe more of a drop, more of a release with the exhalation. And become aware of all the connections between the soles of your feet and the earth, and allow the tissues of your feet to expand more into where they're connected. Notice if any piece of your body here is resisting the drop forward, if there's any holding on. And imagine that it's like you could shed your skin, shed away layers of your skin that are unyielding to feel more into the full drop and relax and surrender. Begin to turn on Ujjayi breath, building heat in the body throughout this practice. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose with the same quality to the sound, that oceanic wave of breath and sound. Ground your fingertips to the earth in front of you. You can keep a little micro bend or a more generous bend in your knees, and we'll wave through the spine with an inhale to halfway lift. Send your inner thighs back and traction your fingertips toward your toes as you reach the back of your neck long and the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, undulate back down through your spine to fold into yourself. Again, inhale. Send your butt back as your heart reaches forward, and exhale, fold. And one more like that, ripple forward, inhale. Exhale, fold more into yourself. And then ground your palms into the earth and step 1 foot at a time all the way back to high plank. Claw through all 10 of your fingertips into your mat. Press through your palms to dome through your shoulder blades. Pull your front body to your back body and hover your heels over the balls of your feet. And we'll stay for a few breaths in high plank. Notice if your mind begins to want to quit, want to wander on to what's next. See if you can stay here with the visceral sensations you're experiencing, with the heat building in your body, with all of the engagement, all the ignition that you feel. Good. Inhale, shift a little forward so shoulders move in front of wrists. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 3. Elbows pull in towards your rib cage for 2. For 1, good. And then drop your pelvis to the earth, kiss the mat with your chest and your chin, untuck your toes, and glide your palms just an inch or so back. Inhale, press into your toenails, the tops of your feet. Let your hands be light and glide your heart forward, baby cobra. Pull shoulder blades together to swell your heart more forward, press more into your toes. Inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, melt your heart back into the earth. Press into your palms, tuck your toes, make your way through a tabletop, and then glide back, downward facing dog. You can take a few breaths here to settle into your first downward facing dog of this practice. Paddling one foot and then the other, or maybe rocking your hips side to side. Micro bending the knees, maybe to lengthen the spine more. And then drink up energy through the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet connected to the earth to activate, energize even more. And send the back of your heart toward your thighs. Good. Inhale, press into left toes to reach your right leg high, 3-legged down dog, lifting from your inner thigh all the way up. Exhale, low lunge, glide your right foot down next to your right thumb. And sink down to your left knee, keep left toes tucked. Inhale, magnetize right foot and left foot together and rise for kneeling warrior. Fingertips reach up overhead, cinch through your waist, melt your shoulders down away from your ears, and then bring your palms together overhead. And here, engage so much, pull your feet together so much that maybe your legs begin to shake, really building heat in the body. Pull your pubic bone up towards your sternum and imagine that someone has a hold of the tips of your middle fingers and is pulling you away from the earth, but you're so rooted through your feet, so you're resisting that action. One more inhale. And then exhale, interlace your hands over the top of your right thigh, spin your thumbs down to face toward the mat. Inhale, grow your heart, and then exhale, press into your palms and round your spine. Pull your belly button towards your spine and curl your chin in towards your chest. Keep the activation in your legs. Keep a press down through the big toe mounds of both of your feet and the pulling of your feet together, and feel into a deep stretch along the front of your left hip. Inhale, undo the grip of your hands, reach fingertips up overhead, pull your legs toward each other. Exhale, melt your hips down and forward and open your heart. You can expand your arms out to cactus or anything that feels good that allows you to swell your heart from back to front. And then exhale, bring your fingertips back down to the mat. Ground through your left palm as you tuck left toes and pick up your left knee. And then inhale for an easy twist. Reach your right fingertips up toward the sky and gaze up at them with your left eye. Keeping the press through the big toe mounds of both of your feet, send your left heel back, reach forward through the crown of your head, and then exhale to cactus your right arm, lean into your back body a little, and grow your heart up toward the sky. Inhale to reach back up through right fingertips, and then exhale, reground both sets of fingertips about an inch in front of your right foot. Launch forward, standing L. Left toes lift long and back behind you. Grow your body forward and back equally. So left toes are reaching back as much as the crown of your head is reaching forward. And then exhale, standing splits. Melt your heart and your torso forward over your right leg. It's okay to bring a micro bend or a more generous bend into the right leg and reach up with your left toes. Expand through all the lines of your body as you inhale. Grow your bones, and then exhale, Shiva squat. Pull your left knee to the outside of your right leg. Bend your right knee and sink your hips. And then inhale, standing splits. Left toes lift all the way up, head drops. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend into your right knee. Left knee comes to the outside of your right knee. Inhale, one more like that. Reach left toes up, bow your head. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend into your right knee. And this time, keeping fingertips grounded, lower all the way down the top of your left foot and come to sink both of your sitting bones down to the earth. So you'll turn to face the long edge of your mat. Both sitting bones are rooted. Send your right palm down at the base of your spine and inhale to reach left fingertips up, creating more length in the spine. Exhale for a twist. Cross your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. And with the inhale, grow your vertebrae away from each other, creating more space. And as you exhale, spiral, swivel your left ribs toward your right ribs. And try to keep both sitting bones screwing down into your mat. And for one more breath here, find more lift and then find more twist. And then turn all the way to face the top of your mat again. Ground your palms, step into your right foot, and then hover your left foot just an inch or so off the ground next to your right. And then step that foot down and fold with feet hips distance apart. Take an inhale to halfway lift and grow your spine. Exhale, plant your palms and step back with the other foot than you did last time to high plank. And 2 breaths here. Inhale to oxygenate your whole body. Exhale to dig into the earth, press away from it even more. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower your pelvis, untuck your toes. Let your heart and your chin melt forward as your arms glide back. And then inhale, baby cobra, press into the tops of your feet. Lift your heart forward, lift your hands. Exhale, back off just slightly. And then as you inhale for 1 more, lift, press your toes into the mat. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, palms ground, toes tuck. Move through tabletop. And then pick up your knees, press into your palms down and forward and glide back downward facing dog. Inhale to reach your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, glide through with the core connected and slowly step your left foot down next to your left thumb. And then lower your right knee to the earth. Inhale, pull everything to the midline of your body. Engage your core. Pull your belly in and up and reach your fingertips up overhead. And then charge your inner thighs together actively toward each other. You can imagine that the big toe mound of your left foot is pulling toward the big toe mound of your right foot as someone lifts your fingertips up into the sky. And then exhale to interlace your hands over the top of your left thigh with thumbs spinning down to frame the leg. Inhale, squeeze your legs together, puff your heart, and then exhale, round. Press your palms down into your left leg. Pull your belly in and up and take your gaze down toward your pelvic floor. Keep the squeezing of your legs together. And feel a nice stretch into the psoas, the hip flexor, the front of the right leg. Inhale, reach up with heart, with eyes, and with fingertips. Hug your inner thighs together. Exhale, grow your heart forward from back to front as you melt your hips down and forward. And then reach both of your palms back to the earth. Ground through the right one as you pick up your right knee. Inhale, easy twist. Open up toward the left side of your mat. Left fingertips rise. Press away from the earth. Squeeze your inner thighs together and then glide your right heel back as the roof of your mouth elongates forward. Exhale, open up. Cactus through the left arm. Glide into your back body slightly to elevate your heart up into the sky, creating more space. And then exhale, reach all the way around and forward with left fingertips, step them down, bring right fingertips up to meet them, and launch forward, standing L. Inhale for more length. It's like a halfway lift here. Everything's reaching out away from each other. Feel into a big expansion. And then exhale, fold into standing splits. glide your heart down toward your left foot as your right foot reaches up really high. Inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Right knee crosses to outside of left leg as the left knee bends. Inhale, reach high standing splits, leading from your right toes. Again, you can imagine like someone has a hold of your right toes and they're pulling them up to the sky, but your left foot is so rooted. And then exhale, Shiva squat. One more like that. Inhale, standing splits. And exhale, squat. This time lowering all the way down, spinning to face the long edge of your mat and sinking into both of your sitting bones. The left palm comes down to plant. Inhale, right fingertips lift high, and then exhale for a twist. Right elbow to outside of left knee. With every inhale, find more lift. And with every exhale, deepen the twist like you're wringing yourself out, like you're a washcloth. And then swivel all the way to face the top of your mat. Step into your left foot, glide your right foot to hover next to the left, hips distance apart, don't put it down. And then slowly melt the surface area of the right foot down next to the left and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, traction fingertips toward toes and grow your spine in two directions. Exhale, ground through your palms and step back to high plank. Inhale as you shift a little forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 3, for 2, for 1, and pelvis drops. Heart and chin drop. This time, spider your fingertips out to the wide edges of your mat. Press into the tops of your feet and inhale for cobra. From back to front, swell your heart forward like a fountain, like there's an eruption at the top. Press into your fingertips and expand the whole front line of your body. And then as you exhale, lower down so that your spine has grown. So you're lowering down like an inch in front of where you were before you lifted up to cobra. And then ground your palms, tuck your toes, come through hands and knees, tabletop, and then glide back downward facing dog. Inhale, press into your left toes, reach your right leg high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale. Lower your left knee, reach your fingertips up high. Exhale just for one breath, traction your feet toward each other. Bring palms to interlace over top of right thigh and curl in toward yourself. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, glide your hips forward, open your heart, melt everything more open, become more receptive. And then ground down through your left palm as you tuck your right toes, pick up your left knee and inhale. Reach your right fingertips up high. This time, exhale, open up to the knife edges of both of your feet, turning to face the long edge of your mat. You can crawl your right foot a little bit away from the top of your mat. And then sink your right arm down next to your right hip and lower your outer left hip toward the earth, keeping a solid press into the knife edges of both feet and the left palm. And then inhale, press away from the mat to grow everything up, lifting the outer left hip and reaching your right arm forward next to your right ear. Elongate through the whole right side body. Contract the left side. And then exhale, sink and melt everything back down toward the earth, staying involved with the left fingertips. Inhale, rise, press away, grow your hips up, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, lower it down. One more like that. Inhale, pick up your hips, grow right fingertips out from the crown of your head. Create more space between every single rib on the right side body. And then swivel back to face toward the top of your mat. Press into your right toes to inhale and reach your left leg up for standing L. And then exhale and fold, standing splits. Inhale to press your right toes into your mat and reach your left toes into the sky. Exhale, Shiva squat. 2 more. Inhale, kick high through left toes. Exhale, squat, melt your hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale, last time, sink into your right knee, lower the top of your left foot down to the earth, and then swivel to face the long edge of your mat with the right foot stamped outside the left thigh. Ground your right palm down at the base of your spine. Inhale to grow up, cinch your waist, and elevate your heart. And exhale, twist, left elbow crosses to outside of right leg. If you'd like, if this is feeling intense, you can always extend through your base foot, your left leg, take it straight. One more breath here. And then unwind, turning back to face to the top of your mat. Press your right foot and your palms into the earth and hover your left foot hips distance away from your right foot. And then exhale, fold. Step your left foot down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant. Both feet step back, high plank. Shift forward and then lower down for 3, chaturanga, 2, 1. Melt your hips, your heart, and your chin. Spider your fingertips out to the sides of your mat and tent up really tall like there's pieces of fruit, like little oranges under your palms that you don't want to squish. And then press into the tops of your feet, your toenails, and inhale to rise for cobra. And this time maybe there's even more lift, even more of a fountaining eruption effect through your heart. Exhale, inchworm your way back down, lowering more forward than where you started. Ground your palms, tuck your toes, move through tabletop and glide back downward facing dog, pressing palms down and forward. Inhale, left leg reaches high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge, step through to the top and lower your right knee down. Inhale, hug everything to the midline, fingertips rise overhead, activate so much through your inner thighs that they shake. And then exhale, fingertips interlace over top of left thigh, curl into yourself. Inhale, reach high, keep the activation in the legs hugging together, and exhale, melt your hips down and forward, feeling into the big toe mounds of both of your feet and opening your heart. And then ground through right palm, press your right toes into the mat too. Lift your right knee and then inhale, left fingertips rise, right eye looks up. Exhale, this time roll onto the knife edges of both of your feet, keeping a solid press into the right palm, and slowly begin to melt your outer right hip down toward the earth. Inhale, like you're gonna take flight, charge, really press actively into what's connected to the earth to grow away from it, and reach your left arm overhead and forward in front of you. And then exhale, glide all the way back down. See how floaty and free you can feel. Inhale to rise, to lift. Exhale, melt back down. One more inhale, lift all the way up. Press the big toe mound of your right foot away from your left fingertips as they reach away from each other, forward and back. And then exhale, spiral back to face the top of your mat. Press into your left toes and inhale, standing L, right leg lifts. Exhale, standing splits. Melt your heart forward as right toes reach up into the sky. Feel the opposite directions, the lengthening through the earth with your left toes and into the sky with your right toes. And exhale, Shiva squat. Right knee comes to outside of left leg. Inhale, kick high. Exhale, Shiva squat. One more time. Inhale, grow your bones even more than you think you can. Spread your toes wide. And then exhale, squat all the way down until your right top of foot can lower to the mat and both of your sitting bones lower. And then reach around with your left palm to ground behind your spine as you erupt up through right fingertips and your heart. Cinch your waist. Exhale, cross your right elbow to the outside of your left leg for a twist. Both sitting bones rooting evenly, actively. Crown of head is lifted, face is relaxed. Maybe your gaze moves over your left shoulder. And then make your way all the way back around to face the top of your mat. Press into your left foot to hover your right foot an inch or so away from the mat. And then step it down and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms ground, feet step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 5, 4, you can do it. For 3, feel the heat. For 2, for 1, keep your toes tucked and inhale, upward facing dog with toes tucked. Press through palms of hands and the balls of your feet to elevate and hover your thighs away from the mat. And then stay here, or maybe pick up your right toes, 3-legged upward facing dog. Exhale, glide all the way back to 3-legged down dog, picking up your right toes, pressing down and forward through your palms. Take an inhale here to grow. Exhale, low lunge, glide forward to the top of your mat. This time, lower your left knee, but keep your fingertips on the mat. Just step them both to the inside of your right foot. And then shift your hips a little back by hugging your inner thighs toward each other, so the hips come to stack more over the left knee. And then hug your right shoulder into the inside of your right knee. Squeeze those places together. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you melt forward onto forearms, but staying with a flat back with a spine elongating in 2 directions. And it's a heart forward melt into the earth. And stay wherever you are, so there's no need to lower to elbows if that's not where you are today. Always okay to stay up on palms or to stay wherever you feel the sensation that is interesting to you. If you lower to elbows, press into your palms, glide a little more forward with the hips as you lift your left knee away from the mat, ground your left palm. Inhale to reach right fingertips up high. And then exhale, open up to horizon lunge, maybe crawling your right foot away from the top of your mat. Sink your left hip down. Inhale, grow through all of the lines of your body. Press left big toe mound away from right fingertips. Expand your right side body. And then glide all the way back to face the top of your mat. Press into your right foot. Inhale, standing L, left toes lift. Exhale, melt forward, standing splits. Inhale for length. Exhale just 1 time, squat and lower all the way down to your sitting bones. With the right foot stamped outside of the left thigh, ground your right palm behind you, left fingertips lift, exhale and twist. And then spin back just to face the long edge of your mat, not back to the top yet. Crawl your feet away from each other and press the knife edges of both of your feet down into the earth as your sitting bones stay rooted. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Inhale, puff up through your heart, grow sitting bones down, cinch your waist. And then exhale, maybe begin to melt forward. You can take your hands to your feet or reach them in front. And send your breath right into the most profound or sensational experience that you feel. One more full, deep breath here. And then lift your way all the way back up if you did fold forward. Now turn to face the top of your mat. Stamp into your right foot. Pick up your left toes, standing L, and then squeeze your front body to your back body and press into your toes to lift your arms all the way to airplane pose, gliding them back behind you as shoulder blades draw together. Back of your heart and front of your heart stays puffy. And then rise all the way to stand, pressing into your right foot. Kick your left heel into your glute and reach around to grab for the top of your left foot from the inside with your left palm. Right fingertips reach up high, dancer's pose prep. Inhale, press into the earth and up through right fingertips. And then exhale, kick your left toes into your left palm. Maybe begin to melt your heart forward. Feel into all of the activation, all of the expansion through your whole body, especially the front line of your body. And stay with it. Stay with a charge, a drive from your left glute all the way into the top of your left foot. One more reach and lift and melt forward. And then inhale, rise. All the way up to stand. Exhale, step your left foot down next to your right, hips distance apart, and fold forward. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, palms ground, feet step back, high plank. We're almost there. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 5, for 4, for 3. Core is connected. Thighs are charged. 2, 1. Inhale, upward facing dog with toes tucked, press away from the earth. And then maybe pick up your left toes. Exhale, glide all the way back to 3-legged down dog, initiating from the lift of the left toes up and back. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, glide through. Right knee lowers. Fingers step to the inside of your left foot. And then squeeze your inner thighs together to shift your hips a little bit back in space. As you inhale, feel into the big toe mounds of both of your feet, rooting. Send your heart forward. And then exhale, maybe melt down to forearms as you hug your left knee toward your left shoulder. Maybe you have a little bit of a different experience on this side. That's totally normal, totally okay, and really is just a new experience. More layers, there's more richness. It would get really boring if we had the same experience every day or the same experience from one side to the next. And then press back into your palms if you lowered. Tuck your right toes if they're not to pick up your right knee, ground into your right palm. Inhale, left fingertips rise, right eye looks up. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll onto knife edges of both feet, left foot, maybe heel toe it away from the top of your mat, lower your hips to the earth. And then inhale, like a bird taking flight, grow all the way in 2 directions. More space, more airiness, more expansion through the left side body as the right side body contracts. Good. And then spin back to face the top of your mat. Press into the sole of your left foot to lift your right toes up for standing L. Exhale, standing splits. Right toes reach up high into the sky as left toes stay rooted. Spread all 10 of your toes wide. And then exhale, Shiva squat, just 1, lowering all the way down to sink your butt to the earth, sitting bones root. Left palm comes down, right fingertips grow up tall. Exhale and twist. Keep your belly button pulling towards your spine. And then return to face forward. Crawl your feet away from each other so you can bring your knees to stack and you can pick up your hips, adjust however you need to feel comfortable, rooting into the knife edges of both of your feet. Inhale for length in the spine, and exhale, maybe you fold forward. And again, staying with your own body, with the layers of your own unfolding experience. And let your breath be sweeter and more intentional, directed right to the spot that needs more love. And then press your way all the way back up through fingertips. Swivel to face the top of your mat. Really ground into your left foot as you reach your right toes behind you for standing L. And then gradually using your core and the drive of your left glute down through your left heel, glide your arms behind you for airplane pose as you puff your heart forward. Grow from right toes all the way through the crown of your head. And then inhale, rise to stand and just kick your right heel immediately into your right glute. Reach with right hand to grab for the inside of your right foot. Press down into your big toe and your pinky toe on the left side as you grow fingertips, left fingertips up into the air. And exhale, dancers. Flex your right toes into your hand. Really make a connection, an active, charged connection. And then only go forward with your heart as much as you kick through right toes. The movements are connected, the kick and the melt of your heart. And if you wobble, that's totally fine. Get back into it with the breath. Steady your gaze, steady your mind right here in this moment. And then inhale, rise all the way to stand. Step your right foot down next to your left, hips distance apart. And then fold all the way forward and down. And take a few breaths in ragdoll. Maybe, again, sway your torso side to side to decompress the low back. Let the back of your head melt. And feel into any differences that you notice. Full body from when we began this practice to now. Maybe it's really subtle, or maybe you feel more broad openings, or just more circulation, more awareness, more sensitivity through your whole system. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant. Toes step back behind you to high plank, and then glide back, downward facing dog. And you can take a clearing breath here. Inhale to fill all the way up to the top of your lungs to capacity, breathing in through all the pores of your skin. Exhale with an open mouth to release and let go of all of that movement. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet and then wave forward to high plank. And then roll so that both of your heels come down to the mat, turning your toes to face the right edge, the long edge of your mat. Bend your knees a lot and stick your butt out. And then press into left palm and the soles of both of your feet to cactus through your right arm. Reach it high. And then stay here, or maybe begin to hover your right leg away from the earth and press more into the big toe mound of your left foot to straighten through the left knee. And the right foot is just hovering a little bit. And then slowly transition to wild thing, stepping your right toes down and back behind you. And you can keep a bend in both of your knees. Bring your right hand behind your skull. Inhale to back off slightly. And as you exhale, press away from the earth. Get puffier through your heart and the whole front line of your body. And if this is too much, take any option to stay in side plank, even a kneeling side plank or whatever feels good for you. To be the most expansive, open, and grow a little more. And then if you were in wild thing, bend into your left knee. Turn left toes a little more toward the long edge of your mat. Pick up your right knee and your right arm. And maybe work everything to straighten or not. It's okay if it stays bent. Grow even more. Maybe connect your peace fingers to your right big toe. And then super slowly, let's all step around to face the top of the mat. We're moving back into a low lunge with the right foot forward. So slowly, the right foot steps down. Right palm plants, and then pick up your hips and step or glide right foot back, downward facing dog. Nice job. One more little bit of work on the last side, and then we'll totally melt and relax. Inhale, lift up onto balls of feet. Wave forward to high plank, and then spin both of your heels to face the right side of your mat and lower them down. Bending at your knees. And stick your butt out a little, and then press your right palm and your right foot away from each other, keeping the whole sole of the right foot stamped into the earth as you reach your left arm high to cactus, and maybe bring your left leg just to hover away from the earth so the toes are reaching back as left fingertips reach forward. And then transition to wild thing, stepping left toes behind you, readjusting, bending your knees to back off a little as you bring your left hand behind your skull. And then on an exhale, expand and grow. Feel the tissues in the front line of your body getting more open, more receptive. So it's like your pores are expanding and there's more soaking up that you can do. Good. And then exhale and swivel back to face the side of your mat. Press right palm and right foot away from each other to reach high through left knee and left elbow. And then maybe work everything more to straight, close to straight, or not. The option to interlace peace fingers around left big toe as you inhale and grow a little more. And then exhale, spin to face the top of your mat really slowly, slower than you think you can. Step your left foot down. Ground through both of your palms, pick up your hips, and step or glide back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees gently down to your mat. Sink your hips back to rest on your heels. Bring your palms to face up on your thighs and close your eyes, drop. And be still as immediately as you can, and allow yourself to be like a sponge, just soaking up and absorbing all of that beautiful energy, all of that opening, all of that work and effort. And stay here and allow everything to express without poking at it, and without asking for a change or waiting for what's next, but just being right here. And blink your eyes slowly open. Shift to sit down on your butt. And then stamp the soles of your feet down into your mat. Bend your knees. Reach forward through your heart and your fingertips. And exhale, keeping your big toes rooted into the mat. Lower down to lie on your back for 5. For 4, feel the engagement in your core. For 3, belly button towards spine. For 2, big toes are still down, chest is broad. For 1, good. And bring your heels in close to your butt, so close that you can tickle them with your fingertips. And then press into your big toes and your pinky toes and your heels. Pull your pubic bone up toward your sternum and send your tailbone just slightly back and lift your pelvis away from the earth. Grow longer, expand the space from your hip points through your knees. Draw your shoulder blades together underneath you and maybe interlace your hands. Press down through the back of your head, through the soles of your feet, through your arms, your hands, and your shoulders. And feel into the expansion in the front line of your body. Inhale. Lift away from the earth just a little more. Press into it to expand the front body. And then exhale, untuck your shoulder blades, roll all the way down the length of your spine, 1 vertebra at a time. And bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees spill open out wide to the sides, like the pages of a book just flopping open. And bring one hand to your low belly, one to your heart. And feel the air traveling through your whole torso as you breathe. Feel your heart beating in your chest. See if you can allow your knees to completely surrender to gravity. Let go of any gripping or holding on through the outer hips or the hip flexors. And soften your face and your jaw and the roots of your hair and your teeth. And then bring your arms, your hands to the outsides of both of your thighs to close them back together. Extend out long through your left heel. So the left leg goes out straight, and then draw your right knee into your chest. And send the sole of your right leg up toward the ceiling, keeping the knee bent, and reach for what's accessible to you, maybe behind the right hamstring or up at the shin or the calf. Maybe reaching with right hand for the outside or inside of the right foot for half happy baby. And draw your right knee down toward the outside of your right ribs, and imagine that there is something heavy on top of your left thigh, so the leg stays long and the hip stays square. You can even place your left hand onto the top of your left thigh to encourage this. Take an inhale, press your right foot into your right hand if they're connected, and exhale, melt into the opening. Melt right knee toward right shoulder. Good. And then release. Extend your right leg all the way out long. Draw your left knee into your chest. Stamp the sole of your left foot up toward the sky. Bend your knee and grab for what's accessible, half happy baby. And again, imagine that something heavy like a sandbag or a brick or something is on top of your right thigh to keep it anchored. And check in with your breath. Notice if there's anywhere that it's sticking, anywhere where the flow of the breath gets stuck, like maybe the low belly or the chest or the sides of the neck. Become aware of those blockages and work through them. And send the breath uninhibited, unhindered through your whole system. And then bring both of your knees into your chest and wrap yourself into a really nice, tight hug. Squeezing knees into chest, lifting your shoulder blades away from the earth. Wrap forearms around shins. Take an inhale breath. And exhale, Shavasana. Send your limbs out long away from each other. At the back of your head and the back of your heart, your pelvis, backs of calves, heels, backs of hands melt completely into the earth. And feel breath naturally, easily now circulating through your body. And tune into that feeling of when the weather is so perfect that you don't know if you're inside or outside. Like, it's just the most beautiful day you can imagine. And there's nothing you wish was different. And savor this feeling, this sensation. And let all of your muscles melt away from your bones. And allow yourself to relax into all of this new open space in body and mind, shedding a layer of your skin that you don't need anymore back into the earth with each little exhale breath. Begin to become aware of like a tingling or a shimmering or a pulsing, this momentum inside of you, this circulation of energy that you've created, you've allowed space for. And bring more bright, rich depth back to your breath. Breathing all the way into your high chest and your collarbones. And then allow little flickers of movement to return to fingertips and toes. You can roll your head from one side to the other, melting maybe the right ear down toward the mat, and then the left. And when you're ready, reach fingertips and toes away from each other for a long body stretch. Body grows in two directions. Big inhale. Exhale and drop, melt your way into fetal pose, rolling onto one side of your body, resting your head down on your arm and grounding the palms of your hands into the earth. Stay with eyes closed or maybe a soft gaze and press your way up to a spacious seat. Rooting your sitting bones into the earth. Let your heart be so open. Any blockages or holding has been removed. So feel like your collarbones are expanding away from each other. Shoulders are soft away from your ears. And then draw your palms together to meet at your heart. Take an inhale to acknowledge all the heat, all the warmth, all the strength, and all the opening and sensitivity you were able to cultivate here. And exhale, drop, like you're sinking down to the bottom of a pool effortlessly. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, and easily, gently bow forward from your heart all the way down. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and for joining me for this sweaty celebration of summer. I hope you're feeling warm and good and open and like gooey all over. If you liked this video, make sure to go down below and give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel because that really supports me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye.